Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mqzuba here. And today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a Golgari Adventures deck, or like sort of a Golgari mid-range deck for standard best of one. So my hopes is that since the banning of Omnath and Clover, mid-range might be back. We might just be able to play a sort of value game and kill control, kind of be able to grind with control, and have a solid plan against aggro as well. And I think the best shell for that right now is Golgari Adventures, right? So we lost Clover, but Golgari never really wanted to play Clover anyways, right? It always just played like a grindier game in the sense that it played out its creatures more, relied more on Innkeeper than anything, and powerful top end, especially in the beginning of Eldraine. You would run like Nissa and Liliana and stuff like that. So here we have the deck more tuned. Wait, let me put these in the mana base. Yeah, here we have the deck more tuned to a Zendikar meta. So we have the Innkeeper, obviously. It's one of your engines. One of the reasons I love this deck so much is you have so many card advantage engines. So you have your Innkeeper, along with your set of adventure creatures, the Falmire Knight, which also turns on your Lovestruck Beast. Obviously, the Lovestruck Beast, great against aggro. You guys know how it is. Order of Midnight, can't block. I don't love this card, so I started trimming it. We might want to even go down to 2, but then we don't have that many adventure creatures, and it's a little weird. So yeah, test this out. Play with the numbers between the Ooze and the Midnight. But yeah, since we're a mid-range deck with an adventure core, it also gives us a lot of room for other cards. So we have Ooze because Rogues is a really popular matchup, and Eating the Graveyard can be really good. Also, a bunch of people are teching escape cards, like Cling to Dust or the Arachneer, Croxa, and Scoos takes care of that. Heartless Act, because it's hard to punish spot removal now, so spot removal might be in a pretty good spot. We're testing it out. There are no 3 mana walkers I care to hit with Eliminate, and +1/+1 counters aren't that common, aside from Henge, obviously, but you don't run into this that often. And Scoos, which are in the same deck, hilariously, but you can just hit that before it comes down. Anyways, Heartless Act is good. Don't worry about Jace. I've never had Jace cast against me. Murderous Rider, 1 for removal, hopefully is good with a life-linking body that draws you cards later in the game. This card has performed really well in this deck. Rankle, I'm not sure how this will go. It's been working out pretty good for me, since you have a lot of cheap free bodies. The 1/1's off Lovestruck Beast, Falmire Knights you don't mind sacrificing in less aggressive matches, Order of Midnight, getting something back. Like, you have a lot of sacrifice fodder with Rankle. It can help you get rid of your opponent's hand because you draw so many cards. You usually have extra lands to discard. One of my favorite techs, Polychronos. One of the other escape cards that people just sort of forgot about. I haven't had a Polychronos cast against me in ages. Um, Basically, we like every deck right now kind of wants an escape card because rogues are so popular, and well, now mill decks should be less popular, but they really were for the past week or so. But yeah, if they mill your Polychronos, it's more expensive to get back than a Uro or a Croxa, but a 6 mana 12/12 that can act as a removal spell isn't a joke. Like, this thing puts in the work. Don't want to run too many, but even running it out against, say, mono red on turn 4 isn't bad. This thing blocks for a couple turns. Gargaroth, I might bump this up. Gargaroth has been really, really good for me. Not many people are running instant speed black removal spells like Hard Kill. A lot of people are running burn spells like Scorching Dragonfire. But yeah, this card puts in crazy work. My main concern with it is the mana, but we already need double green for the Henge. So this is another card advantage engine you have. It also gives you a board presence. This card's really great. Might even bump it up. And the last thing, the reason the deck I think functions super well is Henge. You have access to the classic turn 4 Henge that we haven't seen in a while. Aside from out of mono green, in certain matches, you have access to the turn 3 Lovestruck Beast, turn 4 Henge, and Henge right now is a house. Not many decks are prepared to deal with it, and in a fairer Magic world, this thing puts in work. Mana base, we have the temples. Yeah, I don't have 4 M21 temples, so we got that split. Mana base, some forests, 1 Locthwain, because you can draw even more cards. This deck has a huge core from Eldraine. Passage, you guys know Passage, and we run some of these Zendikar lands. Aghanim's Awakening, because we want a bit more black mana anyways. Our deck is slightly skewed towards black, and this can get back a litany of things. You get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and up to even a 5 off this thing. So late game can be a huge tempo swing. And if not, even casting it for 3 is pretty solid. You have a lot of things to get back. Hagra's Mauling, Murder on the Land. We have a lot of removal, but since we're in black, there's not that much harm in running it anyways. And 1 Balaged Recovery. Yeah, sorry about that. As Summon Adventures list, we're taking this in near the end of last season. Or I say last season, the old format. And I'm trying one out. It's been working pretty good for me, if not just a tapped green source isn't the worst thing in the world. You can take a look at the sideboard if you want. Today we're going to play best of 1, but you can always bring it into best of 3. It's pretty self-explanatory. You might want to change it up a little bit. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy. And deck list will be in the description below as always. Let's get into some games. Alright. Oh, this hand's weird. Okay, no green mana, but if we find it, we're in a great spot. I just can't keep that hand. Alright, we're both on the mulligan, and I think we'll put back a Foulmire Knight. Because we have a 1 mana play in the form of Beast that we can play on 2. It's all very awkward. This hand doesn't have many engines. 4th land, sure, we're going to need that at some point anyways, and hopefully Polychronos is a big body, or a big enough body. That's a card. No problem there. And Gruul. Gruul Cobra, sure. Offer the trade. I have no problem making this. Okay, and I'm not sure what they're going to be doing. But, okay, so what is better? Taking out their Cobra or playing a 5/5? Let's go for the 5/5, be aggressive. Whatever this play is, they'll have at most, 4 mana? And whatever they play with 4 mana, I can probably Murderous Rider. What you got? Questing Beast? That would be fine. Valakut Exploration. Alright. Cool. Let's get in there. So I watched Legend VD's draft with this card, and thing was a house there, or in a grindier game and draft. I'm not sure how well this is going to go for him. Alright. Be aggressive? I think so. He's a combo deck. I think we put out the stat lines and smash. Opponent will have access to, if they have a Fabled Passage, 6 mana? Alright. See, the Valakut Exploration just pings me for 1 this turn. Like, it's not a huge deal. Oh, Shia, I am so sorry, Jank Mage. Alright. Respect. Cool little mana dork land. Can tap this 4 mana? Yeah, okay. Is my opponent dead on board? I don't think so. Oh yeah, this thing draws multiple cards. Cool deck. Don't get me wrong. Take 1. And Rider this down. Attack. Is the opponent willing to trade for my 1/1? Can just make another. Yes, they are. I do feel a little bad, I'm not gonna lie. Poor Jank Mage. Hey, it's a new format. Sue me for trying to find a good deck. Even have it all teched out for the meta. Well, we have definite onboard lethal in many ways. That's gonna ramp you a little bit, but you'll get to draw, what, quote unquote 2 cards? Or temporarily draw 2 cards? Yep, land. You can cast it. It's not the worst. But even if you do, how do you even get out of this? Like, you have 4 mana. I make another 1/1. And I smash. And I can eat whatever they don't need with Polychronos, so I can pump mana into ooze. What's this? Kicker. Alright, we don't care about that. Or at least not that much. Like, what? Wait, is this put on? Yeah, puts them onto the battlefield tapped, so they get 2 mana out of it if they want to. Alright, the opponent's doing their thing, but. And they ramped real well. Yep. Very dedicated Valakut exploration ramp pile. 2 mana. What you gonna do with it? Thundering Rebuke, okay. Well, if that's it. I mean, I have lethal even if I didn't have the 1/1. I could just fight with the Polychronos. So yeah. Good game. Really cool deck. Probably not what you want to be doing though for something more competitive. Alright, well, hand seems pretty good. Not ideal, but pretty good. Alright. And I think I turn 1 Innkeeper because we can turn 2 Order of Midnight and figure it out from there. Lots of tapped mana. Rakdos. Yeah, these Rakdos Graveyard decks are awesome. Huge fan. Might have to build one of these bad boys soon. Shock in. Lose out on a little bit of value, but I think that's okay. Excuse me for a second. No attacks. Sorry about that, everybody. Game should be running smoother now. Remorse. Alright, well, that's a good one, but we have a lot of good cards. Like, what do you even take in this position? Definitely not the Heartless Act, but everything else is kind of a house. Actually, I think that was the worst card you could take. I don't have any adventure creatures right now. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take 2. Alright. Get in there. Scry up. Not that. And pass the turn. Hold up Heartless Act. We have Gargoyle on 5, which is cool. Yeah, Triton can come in, no problem. And no attacks? Sure, we'll blow up the Triton. Was waiting to see if the opponent had anything else up their sleeve. Sure, okay, let's go for this. Pre-combat, because I want the cards. And I'm not sure what's going on with my laptop right now, but this thing is laggy. Now we do all this pre-combat, trying to get the mana sorted. Don't see what they'd have to flash in at instant speed, but it was more playing around some sort of removal for the Innkeeper. Mauling. Okay, well that's an interesting one. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I guess if you're gonna just get beat down, that's fair. And preventing the henge. Fair. I'm a bit out of it this game. My bad, guys. Ox. Love it. Ditches some powerful cards. A powerful card. And what? Attack with the Order of Midnight? I think here we get down the Gargaroth. Fetch a Swamp. We've taken some damage off our mana base. Maybe we can start healing that back. And if they deal with the Gargaroth, therefore making the Henge more expensive, I can always play Murderous Rider, cast Murderous Rider, and we're still in a pretty good spot from there. Remorse. Take the Henge. Like I said, this play still works, and this is still giving us cards, life, or a board presence. That's why I love this deck so much. Like, we have 3 engines, 1, 2, and the one they just took. And Tamara calls the dead, that's fine. Yeah, it's a pretty standard Rakdos graveyard build. They're digging for Kroxa. Edgy, alright. Will we play this for sure? And what, attack with these two? Do I draw the card or do I gain the life or do I make the token? Tough calls. It's hard to resist a card, but if we already know what we're going to do with our turn, then we're at 10 life. It's not that bad. Yeah, let's go for the 3/3. If the opponent double blocks, I will Murderous Rider. Just a chump. Oh, quote-unquote chump trample damage is a thing. Alright, let's blow up the Ox. Sadly, we're missing out on 1 land. But we cast this, get a lifelinker, and pick up another card. Alright, we're looking pretty great. This deck does not run sweepers, and if our opponent is, they're the biggest brain. Even if they'd picked up Kroxa here, I don't think it matters very much. I can always just discard the Innkeeper if I don't want to take 3. This is escape 8, so they can do it. Triton, Death Toucher, but let's say they block the Gargaroth. Thing still has trample. And escape Ox. Escape is discard hand, draw 3. So that's a pretty fresh play on their end. Maybe they're holding up removal of some kind. For the Innkeeper, it's possible. Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay. Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Okay. How do I play this? Let's thin the deck. Get out a green source because we have plenty of black. Play this out. I can use the Foulmire Knight to pick up another card, but I think I just want to cast the 1/1 Death Touch side. And it's a land. Okay, fair. Okay, so attacks. Let's say attack with all here. Let's say I go like this. Alright, chump the 1/1, chump the beat. Okay, so they probably block this with this. They take 5. This chumps there, this chumps there. So they have to block this with the Ox. Yeah, I think we sent everybody. And I think we draw the card. Scoos, that's really good. And that's GG. They have to block with the Ox, and I am really tired. It's 1 in the morning. I'm not calculating for lethal off that attack. We have blockers, and we can just exile the Ox afterwards with the Scoos. So, unprofessional, but GG. Captain Germany with a pretty solid hand. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, what I tell you guys. Everyone's gonna be on the edgy plan. Let's make this 1/1 instead. Gruel. Okay, so we can outgrand them. This is why we run out the token instead of the actual Innkeeper, boys. Alright, so I think well, here's the thing. I can play this as a land, but I do need double black. So I think I just cast out the swamp and play the Innkeeper. Could have played the tap line there, but we might actually use this. And like I said, the mana is tricky. As you saw the last games, I bolted myself twice. Oh, I cut a game because of absolute mana screw. That's no fun to watch. But yeah, the Golgari archetype not getting a pathway, maybe that was some sort of preemptive thing. I don't know. Or maybe it was for Sultai. Little bit. Giving us the classic turn 3 rope. What, did you miss a land drop or something? Also, respect on the forest. Dedicated full art Zendikar thing. Looks sick as hell. I will go back to my classic sleeves I purchased during M21. Primal Might. Okay, that's cool. Alright, double Innkeeper. Okay, let's go. Jeez. Now I wish I had played this. Okay, so I don't think they can beat a Henge, but we are going to need more land for it to work. So let's say we draw the untapped land, we're in an amazing spot. But even if we don't, this is still a good blocker. I think it's the Beast, and we just hope that we draw an untapped land. If not, we get a turn behind. Would we still play this thing tapped? Yeah, I regret not playing that on 2. I thought we'd hit the land. Desperately looking for a swamp. Oh, it hurts. Boys. Ouch. The value. That's what I'm trying to get. Oh, and it's on land. It's just not the untapped kind. Well, at least it's a black source. Scry. Can I take that? I don't think I can complain. It is more cards. Yeah, sure, let's grab it. And while we're doing this, let's grab back the Innkeeper. Because if the Beast lives next turn, we have Henge into double Innkeeper and see from there. Okay, so this can be an Embercleave. I am pretty comfortable blocking one of the Innkeepers. Cleave, yeah. Yep, taking 10. Okay. So I can always Rider that Bone Crusher Giant. Now, the question is, how do I do this? I'm gonna take 2 from that. I think I have to hold out on the Henge and just hold up the Murderous Rider. I can get behind that for a little bit. Oh, brush fire, excuse me, elemental could be a big problem. But they would have played it before the passage, I'm sorry. Now, Giant Primal Might on the Bone Crusher Giant, let me punish you enormously. That's all I'm asking for. Tap out for a Primal Might. They probably run it. Should have known it was Gruul. They fully telegraphed that. Alright. Just the Giant. Let's take 2. Actually, we take 4, so we are dead to another Bone Crusher Giant. Which is not ideal. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta, and we lose. God damn it. Oh, it feels bad, guys. That one is rough. Don't get me wrong. The mana really screwed us over there. We should have played the land tapped. Okay. Oh man, no green mana and it's barely a 2-lander. Let's mull. Okay, well, this is a lot better. Drop off 1 Gargaroth. And we'll play the Temple tapped. Ooh. Yeah. Do I want this? I no. I need more land. I mean, it's not bad. So next turn is that, and then turn. I mean, okay. How many draw steps would it take us? Would it take us what, like 2 others? I think we can't gamble on it because we can build to a Gargaroth. But that's a close call on if we keep the beast or not. And we're on mill. Okay. Let's go for the innkeeper. And for the knight. And we hit the land. Easy money. Double ruin crab. Alright, mono blue mill. There go most of my murderous riders. Add my Balagate recovery. Alright. Can we clear him? Probably gonna get 1 point of damage here. Oh, we're getting 2. Alright. No time for the 1/1. Okay, well, at least that's removal. We have double removal for the crabs while pressuring their life total pretty heavily. So as far as turns go, that wasn't bad. Frantic inventory, miss a land, hit a land. Alright. Not the best, but yeah, I just saw an order. Well, double order midnight gets milled in one of the better matchups for it. It's okay. No stress. Chump. That's fair. Take quite a bit of damage. And I can drop off one of these crabs, like kill it dead. So I think we do that. Don't let him untap with both. And we can play Mauling tapped. We have 5 mana for the Gargaroth, and if we want next turn we can just play Murderous Rider as a creature and cast the Heartless Act. So the opponent's probably looking at a Cling to Dust with 1 black mana touching around the graveyard. Against Mill, I probably do just want to be as aggressive as possible. They use that to draw while under a fair amount of pressure. I don't want to say they're under a stupid amount of pressure, but Extinction Event here does hurt. So maybe to play around Extinction Event, we don't cast a Gargaroth. The problem is they don't have many even adventure creatures. Or, yeah, we still can... Oh, okay. That's hilarious. Yeah, let's attack. And opponent is taking lethal damage next turn. So they do have to respect the board. Let's grab a little bit more green. I feel like I'm always needing green. And maybe I just hold back. Like, I can inventory again. Alright, I'll put a stop on their upkeep and I'll Heartless Act on their upkeep. Actually, you know what? I can let them mill me if they're going to Extinction Event my board. I'll let them Extinction Event my board. And their crab at the same time. There's the big boy. Still missing a land for him, but I'm sure we can find it at some point. Pass the turn. And destroy the crab. So right now they're looking at lethal, and there's another land for the Polychronos. So what, spot removal? Gain 3 life. Drown, Shirt. Hmm. 3 mana available. I do want to pressure them with lethal. And I don't want them to cling my card. So actually, let's just go for a bunch of land. 3, 4, because we have 5. What am I probably not grab? Probably not another 6. Yeah, okay, let's go for a bunch of land and cast the Polychronos because I don't want them to cling to dust when I cast that. And I mean, I guess this is sort of playing around Extinction Event in a funny kind of way. Like, you name even for sure if you have it. This thing is very lethal. I had a feeling they had it. Okay. Now the question is, do you have another? Go to 4. Play out some Innkeepers. Get a draw 2. That's a good draw. That's lethal on its own. Play out my land, pass the turn. So the only thing that keeps them alive is Extinction Event into Counterspell. Almost any other line and they die. Alright, well, I'm jamming Rankle. How much spot removal do you have? Dispute? Yeah, let's pay. No problem. Not gonna do anything with that man anyways. Double dispute my Rankle, but that's lethal. GG to the mill player. It's not... I didn't try to build to beat mill, but we can just be aggressive if we need to be. Oh boy, awkward hand again. Okay, let's go for it. I'm not sure if I even want to play this on 1. Let's get the green, see how aggressive our opponent is. And it's mono red, why wouldn't it be? Alright, maybe should have played it on 1. I wasn't sure if I needed to play a more value game or a more aggressive game. Alright, follow my Iron Knight. Let's go. I want this to hit the impending Annex, or whatever 3-drop of choice this deck is gone for. Alright, I'll trade that. Trade your 1-drop for my 1-drop in a world where I can grind you out. Okay. Oh. Little laggy. Get tap line out the way. Next turn we have massive blocker. Sure. Robber. No, thank you. We will take out Robber. And eat 2 points to the face. No problem. Easy 6-6. Easy Annex apparently too. Game is lagging. Alright, this is legendary indeed. Alright. This can fight Annex. That's not bad. Let's play this tapped. I don't think we're ever going to cast Awakening in this matchup. Okay, resolve. Intimidator. Maybe I just... Yeah, let's fight. We fight now before the Intimidator resolves because the opponent will only get 1 token. Shield Breaker? Sure. Go wide, baby. You don't want to take down my toughness? Why not? I like my toughness. Is this too aggressive? They have a shock. So I'm thinking, do I want to play out this 1-1 and then we each lose a creature? I think I just hit with the Rankle. No, make us each... Wait. Oh, yeah, okay, let's make this each ditch a card. Let's get rid of our other Hydra. And it was the Shatter Skull Smashing. Alright. Opponent is on empty. Well, they have 1 card now. We got rid of our other 6-6 instead of a removal spell. Okay. Polychronos cannot block the Intimidator. We still have Rankle going. No, we don't. That was a lie. Yeah, I'll take this block. Sure. Opponent wants to see no more. I mean, from there, we start taking out their board presence, right? Like, if we take this block and hold this back, we can Murderous Rider this next turn, play it out. Then we have a lifelinker. Eventually, if the grind lasts long enough, we can escape Holocranos. Maybe discarding this was a mistake, but if they had cleave, that was just securing the win. Alright guys, we are back. So I had a lot of fun with this. And I mean, I guess if you're winning, you're having fun, but that isn't necessarily the case. Like, you can play some aggro deck and just smash, and if you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. I really missed mid-range. I felt like over the top ramp just went over it. I'm really excited to play Control, not against Omnath, and not against Clover also. So look forward to that. But this deck is great. Highly recommend it. It's not even like a janky thing. Like, this deck is actually good. I'm not sure about the Orders of Midnight. I initially built this deck for best of three. I kind of want to say, like, I think this deck is pretty good in both. But if you're playing in best of three, I think the three is fine. Best of one is weird because everything's so aggressive, and the fact that that card can't block is a huge liability. So I might trim it down to two, or maybe even one, because we do have a fair mass of adventure creatures. Does it tell us how many adventure creatures we have if we hit this? No, it doesn't, unless I'm just missing something. Anyways, land. Mana is horrible. I'm gonna get it out there. Alright, the mana is absolutely trash. I probably will run one more forest, as I was missing double green a lot. Maybe cut an Agadeem's Awakening. I never actually cast it. I always played this as a land, and it turned out being a swamp that didn't open up my castle and came into play tapped for or bolted me. So cut one of these, maybe two if you want. Don't craft it. This I really liked, especially even in games I haven't played. I didn't show. Really great card. If you have the three Gargaroths, try the three Gargaroths. I wouldn't craft it. I think two is perfectly fine. If you want to run a less henge-focused version of the list, try more Planeswalkers. You can cut down the Gargaroths and the henges, and you can try more Garruk. Like, Garruk is hard to deal with in this meta. It replaces itself. There's not many great main deck Planeswalker answers. At least not right now, that I don't think. There's like, what? Murderous Rider, but not many people are running that. There's ECD, but again, not many people are running that. And yeah, not that much Planeswalker hate. Questing Beast, people started cutting. You guys know what I'm on about. And you can try Vivian 5. Vivian 5 is a huge value engine. I just thought that gaining the life and having the card source off Henge would be a lot better for best of one, but even a best of three, like, crazy card. So anyways, guys, highly recommend this one, like, more than I usually do for my decks. It was no trouble finding good games. So it will be in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.